Infinitive verb versus gerund as noun. Are you ready? But before we start, I will ask you a question. Did you know what is an infinitive verb? A gerund as a noun? If no, then let's find out.
Infinitive verbs is the second most basic form of the verb when, if you were going to use it, you will just simply add the word to before the verb in order to use it properly. Examples: to plus do is equal to do. To plus go is equal to go. To plus see is equal to see. To plus feel, to feel. To plus eat, to eat. A verb can be finite or infinite verbs. Finite verbs are those which have a subject and tense. They describe a person or number of items and are conjugated using ed or ing. They can also be conjugated in third person singular by adding s on the end. Examples: she walked. Joseph bakes a cake. Non-finite verbs do not have a tense or describe a person. They are infinitive verbs which are never conjugated or connected and will always take the format of to plus verb. They can be seen in the third plural form as well, where the word to is usually not included and the s ending is dropped. Example: Joseph and Mary bake a cake. Then it uses the third personal plural, which is two or more subject. Identifying infinitive verbs versus base verbs. If you're going to look for an infinitive verb, just simply look for the word to in the sentence and make sure that it always followed by a verb. Then, if you're going to find a base verb, which are the most simple type of the verb in English language because they can stand alone, it always follow the word to, or it can be found in front of the infinitive verb. And also, if the verb is not conjugated or connected of the word to in front of it, then a base verb is being used. You can see the differences in these two examples. I would like to eat sweet mangoes. I eat sweet mangoes. So the first sentence uses infinitive verb, which is to eat. Then the second sentence uses only a base verb, which is eat. Another note is that the word to does not always mean the beginning of an infinitive verb is being used in the sentence. To is also a preposition, which is a figure of speech describing where or when something happened. Prepositional phrase can establish location or time, which can be used confusing if to is being used in prepositional phrase within a sentence with infinitive verb. Example: I moved to the front of the movie theater to see the film better. So, the word to the front is the prepositional phrase and the infinitive verb in the sentence is the word to see. Uses of infinitive verb. Infinitive verbs are common in writing in most languages. They are simple to form and identify. Infinitive phrases includes the infinitive verb plus any modifier or description and can be used as nouns, adjectives, or adverbs. So first, infinitive as nouns. Infinitive phrases acts as a noun when it answers to question what. Example: to run a marathon was Amelia's greatest dream. To run was used as the subject in the sentence, which is an infinitive verb. Next is the infinitive as adjectives. Infinitive phrases also act as an adjective. Example: the theater is a place to go. To go is the infinitive verb which describes the noun or the subject theater. The next, infinitive as adverbs. Adverbs can modify verbs, adjectives, or any adverbs. Here is some example that infinitive is used in the sentence. Example: Jimmy must wait to hear the result of the race. To hear is the infinitive verb that modifies the verb, the adverb wait. Here are some examples on how gerund functions. Gerund functions as a subject, direct object, subject complement, and object of the preposition. First, gerund as subject. Example, traveling might satisfy your desire for new experiences. So, traveling is the gerund, which is a subject. Then, gerund as direct object. They do not appreciate my singing. The gerund is singing, which is the direct object. Then, gerund as subject complement. My cat's favorite activity is sleeping. The gerund is sleeping, which is the subject complement. Then lastly, gerund as object of the preposition. Example, the police arrested him for speeding. The gerund is speeding, which functions as the object of the preposition. In this discussion, I also include the gerund phrase. So, a gerund phrase is a group of words consisting of a gerund and the modifiers and or pronouns or noun phrases that function as direct objects. Indirect objects are complements of the actions or state expressed in gerund, such as the gerund functions as the subject of the sentence. Example, finding a needle in a haystack would be easier than what we were trying to do. Finding is the gerund. Needle, the direct object of action expressed in gerund. In a haystack, prepositional phrase as adverb. Next, the gerund phrase function as the direct object of the verb appreciate. I hope that you appreciate my offering this opportunity. My, the possessive pronoun, adjective form modifying the gerund offering. The offering is the gerund. You, indirect object of the action expressed in gerund. This opportunity, the direct object of action expressed in gerund. The gerund phrase function as the subject complement. Tom's favorite tactic has been jabbering away to his constituents. Jabbering away to is the gerund. His constituents, direct object of action expressed in gerund. Then lastly, the gerund phrase function as the object of the preposition for. You might get in trouble for faking an illness to avoid work. Faking is the gerund, an illness, the direct object of action expressed in gerund. To avoid work, infinitive phrase as adverb. Here are some points to remember. First, a gerund is a verbal ending in ing that is used as noun. A gerund phrase consists of a gerund plus modifiers, object, and or complement. Then lastly, gerunds and gerund phrases virtually never require punctuation. So here is a practice activity. So the first thing to do is you have to determine if the given words are infinitive verb or it is a gerund. Then next, given the words above, write 5 sentences using the infinitive verbs given above and 4 sentences using the given gerund above. So that practice activity will test you if you really understand the topic, which is the infinitive verb versus the gerund as noun. That's all, and thank you.